No, it's not that bad. I'm not
Okay,
dying.
good. All right. I'll tell you, give us a countdown about 1, 2. I think we're online. Hey,
Okay. How you doing, Ellis?
hey, doing good. You were about to tell me something, and I said, "Do
Did you
you want to
stop me?
share it with the general public? Because I don't know what might be
You know,
coming."
well, so last Thursday we recorded. I think I told you I was going to the doctor for my annual physical,
Yeah.
and he told me that my blood pressure was borderline. Not It wasn't bad. I think it was 136 over 86 or 83 or something like that. But it had been that way my last couple physicals,
Mm-hmm.
and my weight was up a little bit. And he said, he gave me 6 weeks. He said, you got to come back in 6 weeks. He put me on a blood pressure pill, a very slight one, thankfully, and told me if I got my numbers down, then we'd in 6 weeks but he said you got to lose weight. We talked about what to do, and so and it's really kind of changed my life in some ways, not in a lot of ways, but I a lot of times would eat breakfast but wouldn't eat lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He suggested fasting for 18 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
He said that, and he talked about some of the reasons why. He said if you just skip a meal, it doesn't help you that much.
Yeah.
And so I am eating at 6, 7 o'clock at night, something like that, and I don't eat again until lunchtime the next day. So that's about 18 hours for me, which is what he suggested. My lunch is I've been taking, and I don't normally eat lunch, so I had to figure out, well, what am I, because I got to take my blood pressure pill at lunchtime, and I'm supposed
Mm-hmm.
to take it with food, so I have to eat lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and after 18 hours I'm ready. But so I've been taking these like tuna things, that it's like a tuna and mayonnaise and a cracker or crackers and some peanuts. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but at night I dream about it,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, it's working. I'm down. I mean, like today, I'm down. Now you got to remember, right after I did this, I went and my wife and I went out for Italian for our anniversary. I mean, I'm sorry, her birthday. We ate at an Italian place Friday night, and then Saturday I went and to another Italian place with my family,
Mm-hmm.
so I am down like 6 pounds from where I was Sunday morning.
Wow. Pretty
And I'm
cool.
Yeah, I mean I feel a lot better. It's taken me a while. I've had trouble because what I do. So I normally was reading the Bible on Facebook at night. I do it when we're showing to bed. And I was talking to the lady at my church that's listened to me since day one. I was kind of talking to her, and I was like, "Well, I need to exercise." And she said, "Well, why don't you just stop reading for a few weeks, and get your health in order, and then you can reassess it at that point." And I said, "That's a good idea." And so I am spending 30 minutes a night on the elliptical before I go to bed, which is which I trying to get to bed a little bit earlier, just for the sake of it. And
Mm-hmm.
but the problem is I've been waking up at 4 in the morning and can't go back to sleep. But last night I did okay. I figured out, but I do feel better. Um, So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, between the weird eating and the the exercise, is like, oh man, you know, like I
Yeah,
said,
that will impact things. It's interesting though, but that's the way I live is basically intermittent fasting. The 18 hours is a pretty good stretch considering you've got 24 hours, but it is saying
yeah,
just have a window for your eats, and
yeah,
that's what I do. I start when I wake up, which is fairly often like 8:39, but I've quit at 7, so I've gone a good 12 hours without any eating.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you don't need
so
to. You don't need to lose weight either.
no, I don't need to
No.
lose weight because I've got it down.
Yeah.
But
You.
the big long term goal, I've had it down for 2.5 or 2 years anyway, solid.
Yeah. Well,
And
and so
that,
anyway.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I was gonna say anyway. So that's where I'm at. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say, Ellis?
Oh, nothing. I just said that that's interesting. You are basically got a lifestyle change that is exactly. You have to do that. What you have to do is not say I'm dieting. You have to just say I'm changing how I live,
Right.
and
Yeah.
make it okay. This is how I eat now. And
Well.
what I'm hearing is that you probably are still dieting. You need to figure out the calorie count on food you like that's good for you, and then that's what you eat, just
Yeah.
practically every
Well.
day.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah. The
Oh,
and
it takes getting out and buying one of those little paperbacks at the supermarket checkout line that gives you the calories of everything, and
oh yeah.
sitting down and plotting it out, saying, okay, this has got this. Well, first off, you have to find out your BMI, which is how
Yeah.
much you ought to weigh for your size and height and all that.
Well, if well, he told me I was he said per your BMI you're considered obese, which is like,
Yeah, you're not.
like
Well, you're not.
well, I know, but I mean, it's funny. The girl was drawing my blood afterwards and I was kind of telling her about it, and she looks at me and she goes, "If you're obese, I'm wondering about myself." And
Yeah.
I go, "Well, how old are you?" And she goes, "I'm 22." And I go, "Well, I'm 56." I think that makes a difference. You know,
Well,
you
maybe.
can get away with stuff, but I mean, I don't. It's fine. I'm making it work. I could do this. This is not that big a deal to me. Um, the
What
big
they
thing is the sleeping thing has been what I'm having to deal with. It's like, well, I can't. I'm waking up at 4 in the morning and can't go back to sleep. But last night I did good. I
well,
think it's the exercise is keeping me awake. But that's the only time. That's the only time I had to exercise is right before bedtime. And last night wasn't a problem.
mhm.
So we'll see. I mean, I'll get there. But anyway, so this week has been a little interesting because of that. You know.
Well, that's hopefully it kicks in for you real quick. You can make it happen quick. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not overly, concerned about it. The bad
yeah,
thing is I'm going on vacation in a few weeks. Might be a
yeah.
little tough to do this on vacation, but every hotel has it. I mean, I think the exercise is what's probably going to help me more than anything. You
Well,
know.
no. Calorie control is
Oh
what
well, you're
what
right. You're
brings it off.
like Rush Limbaugh always said, you cannot exercise on
Yeah,
everything you eat.
no. Calories is just just ignores
Well, but I'm
exercise.
talking about my blood
Yeah,
pressure.
maybe. Yeah,
You
but
know.
really, the benefits of exercise really only
Yeah.
kick in when you get semi close to being an ideal weight. You really just really put the big emphasis. That's why I'm saying make it the new life. Just figure out food
What I
you
can do.
like. That's the important part. Make sure it's not this stuff you're eating. It sounded like you could almost tell you were thinking of it as punishing yourself.
Oh no 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 no!
And
Hang
it's
on,
like
hang on, hang on. I like the tuna.
okay,
I like
well
the tuna.
I don't think anybody can like tuna for much longer than 2 weeks. So
Oh no no no! I like tuna. I went I went I went one time I ate tuna for well in fact as a matter of fact I lost a lot of weight.
well,
I was
sure,
eating tuna at work for like 6 months. My boss hated it because I'd eat it at work and he couldn't stand the smell of tuna.
yeah, it will get to you too eventually. The
Yeah.
Christian Bale, that was his diet on that movie. He lost, God, he lost 100
The
pounds or
mechanic.
what? Yeah, the mechanic. He ate an apple and a can of tuna a day, and I think that was his total caloric input. While he had, a doctor kind of hovering around the entire time, like,
Oh
oh,
sure, because you got down to skin and bones.
yeah, he got down to POW weight,
Oh
and
yeah, it was.
pretty amazing. But if you ever wanted to see his guts, there they were, because he got that skinny.
Oh yeah, you could count his ribs easily.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so this is like I said, the exercise I think will do a lot for me too. I don't want to have to. I mean, if I can avoid getting on blood pressure medication, not that
Oh
it would be the
yeah.
end of the world, but the more of that stuff you can avoid,
Oh
jeez, the
yeah.
better you are.
That stuff is like no telling what extra comes along with
Well,
any kind of med. You want to
they
avoid that.
warned me that the stuff I'm taking, which is a real low dose, I was talking to the pharmacist, and my doctor said you may get a dry cough. And man, yesterday I got a cough.
Yeah.
And the pharmacist said, oh, well, speaking of, I'm gonna cough right now.
Mm-hmm.
The pharmacist said, kind of explained it, as everything kind of whatever it stops in your body kind of feels like it's in your lungs. And she said he said about 30%. She says it was more like about 10% of people that got that dry cough. But I was like, well, will I take this? And also my blood pressure drop. And she said, well, no, you're on one day it did kind of make me dizzy. I was at work and I felt dizzy,
Mm-hmm.
but she said that it's as my body gets used to, as my blood pressure lowers, my body gets used to my blood not being high anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so I mean, we'll see.
Well, I mean, it's so inexplicable. We can't know for sure. We can have the best expert advice in the world, and we can't actually know what's good for us and not on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Like Frazetta had to doggone self-diagnose himself. He finally figured out not to trust his damn doctors and realized he had to figure out a personal dose of I forget what he was missing. Whatever you get from salt, the iodine. Yeah. They screwed him on his stroke recovery by not doing his iodine right in some way or other. But he figured it out. He had to go down his own path on that, and he had to hack himself basically.
Yeah. Well, I'm not smart enough for that. So.
Well, I'm just using that as the example. We can't know what might
absolutely.
work.
Yeah. Well.
Or what might be damaging us. Yeah, like when I heard about you getting that cough, it's like, well, doggone it, how important is your phlegm? It's pretty damn important.
Well, yeah, I did kind of wonder when she was like, well, it blocks something. Anyway, I'm not going to get on high blood pressure medication.
Yeah, but it would be worthwhile not to do it.
Well, it's like when I have physical
therapy. Take an aspirin. That's it.
Take an aspirin. When I was doing physical therapy, they gave me the stuff and I did it, and she was like, well, you're doing, and I'm like, well, yeah, you told me to do it. I'm gonna do it. I want to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And I got good pretty quick. They didn't give me 100%, but.
Well, I'm kind of amazed that Well, I think it's all the weight. I think that's about everything you could point to in terms of like anything that you could say is wrong with you is that once you get that weight off, you're done feeling bad. You'll just be fine.
Yeah, that's what I think too, Ellis. I mean, that's what I hope. That's the goal. I mean, and here's the thing. If you'll look at it from lemonade out of lemons kind of, it's like I need to lose weight for a while.
You probably
Since the pandemic, my weight has gone up like 10 pounds. I mean, I'm and I'm but from where I was at this morning, I could still lose another 20 and be, good.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I go
just do like me and undercook some chicken, and you can go down 10 pounds in an evening. But it'll all be water.
I think I'm good on undercooked chicken, and I'd prefer not to. My luck, I'd end up in the hospital.
Yo, I was
Well,
just,
no, maybe you should have.
I was about an inch away from it. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, dude. Yeah, hey, man, that's easy to dehydrate,
Yeah.
dehydrate. God, I can't talk.
Oh
All
yeah, it
the
kills
tuna.
people all around the world.
Oh yeah, people. All yeah. Anyway,
Of course.
so tomorrow I'm going. It's supposed to be decent. It's gonna be a little warm, but I'm gonna go downtown
Mhm.
and walk, and then hopefully I won't have to spend time on the elliptical tomorrow night.
Oh yeah,
And I'm gonna.
as many miles as you get downtown, you should be
Yeah,
fine.
no. I won't. I'll walk more than 30 minutes, so I won't need
That's the
to.
deal. I mean, you've got the energy for walking over the horizon. I don't, all you need is that weight down, and your health will
Yeah,
just be bound right back.
yeah. I'm not. Yeah, but
Or rather, your
but
blood
I am
pressure.
taking.
That's
I
all.
am.
It's your blood pressure is just dealing with the fact. It's like, hey, this is hard work moving this guy around.
Yeah. Hey, fat ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's my latest wonderful adventure in my life. But I
But
mean, no, the skill thing's gonna be much worse though. I mean, even if I don't get it down and
mhm.
I'm on blood pressure medicine, is absolutely not the end of the world. But that's not
Oh
how I want to handle it either. I
no.
don't think it's necessary. I mean, good grief, Ellis. I have a gym quality elliptical in my house. You know,
Mhm.
there's no reason that I'm not using it 30 minutes a day.
Oh yeah, yeah. You need to have an audiobook on or something like that, and make it pure D pleasure while you're
I
doing it.
watched an episode of Kolchak last night.
Oh well, there's pleasure. Who loves you, baby?
No, not Kojak. Kolchak, the
Oh,
Night Stalker.
okay.
Also pleasure.
I got dyslexia of the audio nerves. Kolchak.
Anyway, Kolchak. Well, I'll
He's
tell you.
he's wearing a trilby, isn't he?
Let's see. I don't know if it's
Is
a
it? No,
trilby or
no. It's
pork
more like a
pie.
pork. It's a pork pie hat.
It's straw. Is your hat straw? Your hat's straw,
Yeah,
isn't it?
my hat's straw, but his is more pork pie, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's got more of like what uh, the guy in French Connection was wearing
Oh
Popeye.
yeah, Popeye.
Hey, have you seen this thing about everybody's having a good time with Joe Biden? He all of a sudden developed. Dan has checked in. What is up,
Oh,
dudes? Hey, you missed it. Scott's
he
dying.
missed it. Yes, my doctor's making me go on a diet, Dan,
Yeah, he is. He's
and exercise. It's like a fate worse than death.
yeah.
No, my blood pressure was up at my checkup last Friday, so
He's on it.
I'm on diet and exercise. Actually, well, yeah, I'm on diet and exercise, but so tomorrow I'm gonna go walk downtown, but I'm gonna throw my tuna package in my bag, so when I eat, I mean, the good thing is there's a place to eat that they don't care what I bring there.
Yeah, yeah.
I can take anything I want. Leadership Square.
Yeah, but just the big temptation is to walk over to the hot dog place.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Those hot dogs and chili pie. That's what you go
Yeah.
for. That chili
Frito.
pie.
Yeah, I like the Frito. I mean, I like hot dog. They're good chili.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I shouldn't even
Well,
mention that. I'm sorry.
it's okay. No. I mean, it's not like I can't eat that stuff.
No, no, you have to be able
Yeah.
to. It's like an alky. You got to be able to realize everybody else is going to have that cocktail.
Yeah. Well, we're not at that point,
Yeah.
but I do have to. I just have to lower my weight. That's what he said. So I'm choosing to exercise, and
Yeah.
we talked a little bit about stuff to do, and he was like, you need to intermittently fast, and he said that's what he did, and he said I just don't eat breakfast. He said it doesn't really bother me. So if I get hungry, I'll eat. If I gotta eat breakfast, I'll eat breakfast at lunchtime. He said usually about 11 or 12. I'm kind of hungry.
You know what is the root of diet being the only worthwhile that sort of fasting? The simple fact of the matter is, while you sleep,
Yep.
assuming you could sleep, you burn more calories keeping your blood hot at that 98.6 than you would working out for a week. Just that one night, keeping your blood hot is more metabolic, energy use. I like metabolistic too. I ought to name a superhero of that. Metabolistic.
Yeah. He could be some kind of mystic.
Yeah,
Metabolistic.
That is good. Yeah, combine those two.
Anyway, so
yes. But anyway, that's a fact. You don't think about that, but and I like to use this too, is that back in the old days of Hollywood, they used to send these people that were disappointing them as stars that got fat on them. They'd send them to fat farms. You've heard that term, fat farms. And all they did was stick them in bed and give them some happy drugs and just keep
is that what they did?
And keep them in bed, basically, happy while their body burned itself, burned every bit of its fat off. And, and brought you the Jell-O, on a regular basis.
You had something to sustenance.
And if you talk to people that have been in a hospital, the most weight they've ever lost at once was in the hospital while they were basically conked out for all the hours that were involved.
Eaten, or would have been eaten.
When they could have been eaten, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh! I want to show you my shadow illustration. I know you saw the picture. Sorry, I'm shuffling pages around here.
Yeah, and I told you, anybody that goes to that much trouble to work on a passion project like that, I figure you got your berth. They'll publish it.
The guy has reached out to me. He asked for my address, so I assume he's going to send me a copy of it when it comes out or something.
Cool.
Anyway.
Oh wow! Look at that. Yeah, boy, it's jumping. You've made it. You've pushed it out a little bit in terms of
probably.
What do you call it?
I didn't get a good. I put it online, but I couldn't get a good picture of it. But this paper, it's like drawing paper. I think it's Strathmore. It's got a little bit of a tooth to it. So I used this grease pencil or what is it called? China marker. It's a China marker.
Yeah.
Well, it says marker. I think it was a China marker is what they used to be called. But yeah, I just kind of did a little bit just to make a little bit of thing. My favorite part's the backwards word nice. Bowling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. I stole time from the Black Cricket to do that, but I got it in my head and I couldn't get it out unless I did
your batteries. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did. I needed to get something done, but I'm feeling good. I'm happy with this page. I'll show you this, Ellis. I posted this online. This little interaction between these two here. I was happy with how it came out because it's in the script. So this guy's kind of the rival of the main character of Frank the Cricket, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering the story, Dan. And so this woman works for him for this guy. I forget the guy's name. And so she's kind of seeing this guy, and she's kind of like, hey, he's a billionaire. He's cute. He's this, he's that. So, but when they go over to the house, his assistant is there. And so he's like, she's like, well, apparently, and she's an older lady. She was a friend of his parents. And so she's like, well, apparently he has something apparently has a bit of a mommy complex. And so in this panel, this guy's like, no, this is godmother. And so he's supposed to look disgusted. And then so she's kind of like, oh, well, I have a chance. But I got out. So I got this out. I want to show you the book because I was trying to do disgusted. I couldn't work up a
Oh,
disgusted.
yeah, expression refs are good to have around. Other than that, you have to go animator style and have a mirror around at all times and
This is
have it handy.
The artist complete guide
Oh,
to
wow.
facial
Look at that.
expression.
Oh, that's a
Have
wonderful.
you never seen this?
I think I have seen something like it before.
Well, it kind of goes in and out of print. I got this at one time. It was like, oh, you got to find one of those, and then I
Mm-hmm.
got one. I was a bookstore and saw. I was like, oh, I got to get that. But it talks about the anatomy of an expression,
Mm-hmm.
and what different muscles do and this sort of thing. But then in the back, it has if I get there, it has big examples, but in the back it kind of has a little cheat sheet where it tells you
Mm-hmm.
like if this is the expression, this is what's going on. The
Yeah,
drawings
yeah.
aren't that good, but it's good. You can kind of tell. So I found a disgusted one, to kind of and it was like you kind of wrinkle your nose up, and so I
Mm-hmm.
kind of tried to emulate that. And then for her, she's looking over her glasses in the script, and so because I was trying to, I did one drawing of her, and I think I looked for like lust or something like that, and it didn't quite look right because she was just kind of looking over her glasses. And so I just Googled, woman looking over glasses.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's cool. Basically, Danish, the woman has been used as a distraction in the past. Need a guy to not go nosing around in the company business. You sick her on him. That sounds very Yellowstone based. Is that anything to do with Yellowstone? Seeing what's her name? That golly, she's the most formidable person you'll ever meet. I can't remember the character's name now. But yeah, she is somebody that is basically old Kevin Costner's hitman. Speaking of Costner, I'm watching Bull Durham. Have you ever seen that?
I think so, like years ago.
I feel so like, talk about dyslexia. The poster for that has always featured Costner and Susan Sarandon, kind of all entwined or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And, and I always thought it was about a golf pro. And I thought, how did I get that? Look at that poster. He's got a baseball bat. And it's like,
What was I
that was just
thinking?
something I omitted in my visual, intake
Repertoire.
of it. That's right. I have not seen Yellowstone, but I heard it's good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I
I
was
think
checking
that,
them all
that
out at the library the other day.
I checked them out of the library and watched every last one of them, right up until the might as well be the final. I can't imagine them repairing the rift of Costner not hanging with them for the final five. I don't know how they
Wait,
can
did he
go without.
wait? The character or the actor?
The actor is not, and he's all over it as a producer. I don't know how you give up something like that where you basically wouldn't exist if it weren't for you. Why do you give it up? He was just super antsy to move on, and they
Because he's not getting paid, man. He wants
well,
the
no,
Monday.
it's not that he's getting paid 6 ways to Sunday on the thing. Bull Durham was shot here in North Carolina in Durham. I'll be doggone. How about that?
So
You
when
may
we
be
go on a
thinking of
road
Tin
trip
Cup.
to see Dan,
You're right. You may be thinking of Tin Cup. Costner played a golf pro in that one.
There you
Yes,
The
that's why
mystery
I'm.
solved.
Yeah,
You're not dyslexic.
there is a golf pro Costner movie. Thank you very much. I am happy with myself again. But the Bull Durham is got some funny little. It's dialogue, character driven, and of course it's one of those things where they always tell you write what you know. The first time director or writer of the thing was apparently a minor league ball player. So, imagine how much that informs
There you go.
what you're up to.
Yep.
I heard he left to go do Dances with the Wolves too, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. No, he did have a Western that he was itching to get loose to do. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
He got loose, and they basically made him mad because he had it all mapped out in his head how long what they had left was going to take, and the director, the Sheridan guy, Taylor Sheridan, who's great. I love his stuff. He does the Sicario and Wind River and all that stuff, and he does great violence. I know it sounds like dumb to be a fan
that
of
sounds
somebody.
like a line from a noir movie. He does great violence.
He does great violence. He really does, and it's because he doesn't dress it up. He when somebody comes at you with a gun, it's over within. It might be a half second that he gives you on film of the violence, but it just feels like it happened and it's real and had that impact.
But I haven't seen an episode of it, so.
Yeah, you ought to try one of his movies like Sicario or something like that. The Sicario #2 is not him. It's the guy that directed Dune, and he does a great job too. But
Villanova or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I could not get through Dune. I've
that's
never got
interesting.
through Dune in any media.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to finish the book. I haven't been able to finish the audiobook. I haven't been able to finish any of the movies.
You know what? To an extent, you did kind of finish it because I feel like, Jodorowsky's Inkle had an an awful lot of Dune in it. I could see influences a lot of stuff, plot wise and stuff that was going on.
There was no worms.
No,
there was no hallucinogenic drugs.
Yeah.
Or was there?
Well, there was quite a bit of out of body experiences.
Well, I felt like I was on drugs reading it.
Yeah.
So did you finish it?
Oh, I'm just hop, skipping, a jump away from finishing it, about a thick comic book's worth away. So
really?
I'm just about done with it. And I tell you what, it's driving me crazy because I feel like I'm looking right at it. But what it is just like Kim Jong-il's ability to freehand sketch. That bounding box just emerges from their head the moment they make a mark. Every other mark, they see it in relationship to the grid that they're able to just basically conjure in their head. And that's what's going on with that, with Moebius, because what he's got is, and he I don't think he ever changes it up. He never sticks in a view that you could say that came from a close-up lens, a wide angle. He's always backed way the heck off with like a long lens.
He's not one of those dramatic. He's not add to comics the Marvel way kind of guy.
No,
It's all pretty straightforward. It's funny though, because you would think that would be like, people would be like, oh my gosh, but he's so good.
Oh yeah, because when you do that, you are just right next door to isometric, which of course doesn't involve perspective at all. It just involves the shapes and the relationship of the shapes to each other.
Yep.
And that allows him to just say, okay, is this a good shape? And he's done once he gets a nice concept shape solidly in place. And of course, his figure work is, just so rock solid.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think he's doing anything that crazy in terms of that or anything. It's just well done.
Yeah.
Yep. pretty good stuff. I want to read. It's funny you say that. I've been meaning to pull out the Airtight Garage and read that.
Uh-huh.
Supposedly that was supposed to get reprinted, and I don't know where that's at on the. They're going to reprint all those major. What's that guy's name? Major, not Blueberry. Anyway, the guy in Airtight Garage. They were going to reprint those supposedly next year.
Oh, that's cool.
And I actually have 2 copies of the Airtight Garage from the Epic collection where they redid them. But I'll buy if they put it out in hardcover. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to have all that Blueberry stuff, all that. That's what I'd jump on if I had just buku bucks. Be making sure I had stuff like Moebius laying around in great quantities and all my other favorites.
Yeah. I was reading a book last night after I got off the elliptical. Before I went to bed, I was reading a book about Ralph Bashki.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I forget the name of it. Is it up here? Unfiltered, the complete Ralph Bashki. Yeah. But it made me want to watch Lord of the Rings. Or Fire and Ice, which is on. Yeah. I like his Lord of the Rings. Even though it's got rotoscoping and all that other nonsense.
Yeah, his best, in terms of like accomplishment, I feel like is probably Wizards. Yeah, and of course there he's like totally just ripping off Von Bode. And to an extent, he.
I have that on DVD. It's been a while since I watched it. Maybe that's what I should watch.
There you go. But that Bull Durham, I thought, this is an old movie. It'll be whatever that some, the parent company put out, and it won't be all that good a DVD, no extra specials or anything like that. And it surprised me. I started it up, and all of a sudden, that little spinning logo came out. And I said, "Oh, good Lord, this is a Criterion edition."
Oh,
It's got some.
That's funny. Some of the stuff that gets Criterion cracks me up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I just didn't expect that.
This movie was out 6 months ago. Why is it Criterion? Yeah.
Yeah, the Criterion closet always cracks me up. It just totally depends on who they stick in it. Whether you get a set of movies you agree with, like, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
They had the guy that was in all of the early Warhol movies, Udo Kier. Stuck him in there. He, of course, they stick him in and they tell him, just tell us about your movies. Basically they're after anecdotes. And so that's what he does is he picks up all his movies and then tells stories about their the times and how he got the part. That's the big deal. You can tell actors, they live with all this rejection. So the thrill, of landing a role, it just never goes away.
I can see that. There's probably some of them that have gotten pretty blasé to it, but yeah.
Well,
I would think
not many though.
Not many,
not many that reach that level. Don't forget the 60s Spider-Man. I'm not sure what that refers to, Dan. What does that refer to, Scott? Oh, I don't know. Tell us what that refers to, Dan. Refresh
I suspect we moved. And then let's talk about that Spider-Man animated series.
Oh, yeah, maybe the Bakshi thing.
The what?
Bakshi.
Oh, Bakshi. Wait, did he work? He didn't work on.
I don't think so. Don't forget the 60s. Okay, here we go. For Ralph Bakshi. Also, Cool World. I didn't know he worked on the 60s Spider-Man.
Yeah,
How about that?
I didn't know that either. I knew Cool World.
Yeah, Cool World. I've never sat through it. And matter of fact, if truth be told, I'm not actually. I went with a group from Blue Sky to see it, and I walked out. I was so bored. It kind of irritated and it cringed me. And it's like,
really?
Geez, yes. When something cringes me pretty bad, I have a hard time sitting still for it. And that movie cringed me.
It was different, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a, well, I don't know. It reminded me kind of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but not near as well done.
He did the stuff that looked like the animators were on drugs. Well, yeah, it sounds like he went off model. That's. I tell you what, that's some animators' biggest. They hate they hate being on model fairly often because you're being editorialized and people are saying, hey, don't do this rubbery thing you're doing. And, they're wanting to go where it leads them.
I think modern comic book artists, a lot of them are like that.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to be on model. Yeah, I can see that being the case.
It's so weird because that's almost, I mean.
Yeah, you need rules. You kind of do need rules. And you got to be like a John Crick-Falusi if you're going to go off model. You got to have, it's got to still, have a point if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, Crick-Falusi. Oh, I was on the old website, and I was worried he'd just pulled all of it in or something like that because he was kind of bugged. He didn't like Blogspot that much for handing out all the. Basically, like he said in one post, he said, "Hey man, this is a university level of info I passed out. I'm not sure I should continue this." And, just made a post of it. And he's right. He has, if you go to that Crick-Falusi site, you can learn about everything there is to learn about anything, drawing, anything.
Well, he did that whole thing on the, I forget the old animation website, maybe down by now, but where you could get that Walter Foster book. He did kind of what I've tried to do with How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Because he took it and he was like, everything you need to know is in here.
Yes.
You just have to extrapolate a little bit, and then he went in on that.
Yeah. You got to extract it. That's true of everything. All learning is self-taught. Everything you learn, you went to the trouble of teaching yourself. It helps if you like what you're working on. Most comic book artists today seem to hate the characters and their legacies.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Well, yeah, all this racial flapdoodle that we're allowing ourselves to be manipulated by is a lot of the stupidity. It's like, look, get over it. Like that Bull Durham, of its time, you have these super liberal people in it. Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon, and they basically let a movie get made with I don't think there's a single black person in it. So there. Yeah. That's the way things were. And hell, we're talking about a baseball movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any black people in it. So tough. That's the way they did it. Even in super liberal that movie, by the way, I think that is probably where Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon decided, hey, let's make this something we do a lot. Get together and kiss. I think they probably became a couple from it. Guess that can happen. I guess it didn't work for Sarandon and what's his name that played Frankenfurter in
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah.
Well,
so he could have got her first, but I guess it just wasn't in the cards. They didn't kiss hardly at all.
Yeah.
At all, maybe. I don't think. Come think of it, I don't think they kissed at all.
No, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Rocky Horror.
That wasn't what they were up to.
I was never one of. Were you a Rocky Horror?
No. Guy? As a matter of fact, I saw it once when it was like I went with some pals here back in the God, it must have been right when it was coming out, and not as a midnight feature. We went to it as a release. I saw it and said, "Damn, that was good." As a musical and all that, that was funny and good, and played right to the stuff that I thought was really clever. And then I've only seen it one other time in the theater, and that was as a that cult following experience, and I hated that. It's like,
Oh yeah,
no, 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 no.
I don't think I'd like that
Yeah.
either. I went one time. I went. Dave drugged me at San Diego to the Star Wars fan film, whatever,
Hmm.
and I hated that for that very reason because people were yelling at the screen, and
Yeah. Who needs that?
it's like no, I don't like that crap, you know.
Yeah. Hey, you know what movie I was all set to run out and make a theater experience, and I never do that anymore. I was going to get out and see Killers of the Flower Moon,
Oh yeah, that comes out.
which
It's out in Oklahoma
tomorrow,
this
I
week.
think. Yeah, I think it's
Oh
out
yeah.
tomorrow, 20th. But do you know how long that movie is?
Oh gosh, it's probably like 15 hours or something.
It's 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
I can't make myself do it.
I'm not
I can't
watching
I
that.
can't make myself do it.
God, not at a theater.
Yeah.
No. I'm not. That's ridiculous. I mean, I say that's ridiculous. I haven't read the book, so I don't.
Tim
Maybe
and
they
his
need it.
mom. Yeah, that's right. He's making a note that she did kind of cradle rob for old Tim Robbins back then. Did I see the picture? Did you see the picture I posted on Facebook, Scott?
I don't think I did. Since I haven't been reading, I haven't been on Facebook much.
It
Well,
it
I
was the
can't look at
cast
it.
of the Enterprise dressed as the Rocky Horror characters for
Oh,
Halloween 2004.
oh gosh.
See, it
The
all leads to everything. It's not just Kevin Bacon. You can mention anything and find
yeah,
six
there's
degrees of
well,
separation.
yeah, there's the world is small until you paint it,
Yes.
but it
Yeah. Well, I'm having fun doodling. I'll scan these and play with the levels and share them like I did something worthwhile. Basically, you could just say this entire hour will be a warm up, and then I'll quit.
have you
I'm
got your
done.
X?
Yeah, I got my X. No, I've already got my X today. Yeah, Bacula made a great Frank. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Scott
he was?
Bakula played Frankenfurter. Yeah,
Oh, he did?
I
Wait,
guess he did.
I
I
thought Tim.
did in that picture, I guess,
I'm
in that
sorry.
photo.
Was he wearing a corset or whatever the heck he's wearing? I guess
Teddy.
so. A teddy.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Just a sweet transvestite. But, we're also damn tired of that. And of course, that's got a lot to do with it. That mainstreamed it more than just about
Oh,
anything
probably. Yeah,
in
you're
the
probably
world.
right.
Is how much we were entertained by that.
I watched a thing on Amazon Prime about it was a documentary about cult movies, and it talked about that, and it talked about people that were in line. It showed footage of people in the 70s or 80s or whatever that were going to these midnight shows,
Hmm.
and they were just like, "Hey, this movie speaks to me," you know.
Come to think of it, there's a scene in Bull Durham where Sarandon's character talks him into wearing, under his baseball uniform, her
Yep.
garters.
Oh, geez.
So it's got, there we go, another point of
There you go.
separation. All of a sudden,
They're
Sarandon,
out there.
I
Sarandon.
wonder.
That's what she snuck in there.
Hmm.
That's okay. I mean, I'm convinced that with all this Middle East stuff, it's all
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all it's all going downhill.
Oh, yeah. It's
And the
all, I mean, right now, yeah, I can't get over the fact that my life, I don't have a regular horror around the corner from me. I mean, it may be. I mean, the moment you get confronted with somebody that all of a sudden is in predator mode, you've got all the horror you need right in your face. And but right now, all those people that are just having to deal with just compound horror. Hey, have you seen that? They're trying to make a controversy out of Joe Biden's chin having those two big distinct droops in it to either side of the middle. It looks like, yeah, it's a pretty good.
Is the implication
I'm
being
enjoying
a stroke or?
No, I conjecture that the guy has had more work than Zsa Zsa. That's the way I put it.
Oh, yeah.
And he probably at some point tried to slip in a little silicone implant in the chin, and I bet you he did something to it that split it, and it kind of pulled apart and left this dent in his fine masculine chin he used to have, you know.
Well, I mean, the fact that he can't get through a speech without talking about his Corvette, he's like Sam Malone on Cheers, you know.
Well, can you believe that the guy can actually talk about the Palestinians and say these guys are going to have to learn how to shoot straight? In reference to, he said that in reference to that the disinformation apparently that the Israelis had bombed the hospital. That was a misfire.
Right.
But the way Biden decided to put it was like
to shoot straight.
Yes, get all them missiles where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, don't miss.
Don't miss. Good Lord, you're going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, they were aiming at an Israeli hospital. They should have hit it. Jeez. Okay, I'm in the office now. I've left the room, but I can still hear you.
Okay.
I got to print some. I'm out of pages to draw.
Oh man, I need a new laser printer. God, I'm suffering from having a crummy laser printer.
Well, mine's not a laser printer, but it'll do 11 by 17.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm doing this book.
Got my ugly head stuck in front of the camera. What that?
80%. So
boy, that's nasty looking. I gotta back off on that. Change the camera a little bit. Don't tell me. I'm gonna check
the
horror of my ugly pink head. Jiminy Christmas.
Okay, get some. You're wearing a hat too much. You get some.
Yeah, it probably happened because I was dissing Biden and his
probably the NSA filter kicked in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry. I'm going to print a couple more pages off so I have. But yeah, so I've made my page, and I bought this cardstock off Amazon. I love drawing on it. It takes the pencil really well.
Yeah, cardstock.
And I'm not inking, so I'm not inking, so I don't have to worry about it. And it was cheap. I got a ream for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I print my lines on it off my printer.
Oh well, your printer will. I think that's what one of the things that monkeyed mine up. It wouldn't handle cardstock.
Oh, mine will. I can run Bristol board through mine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because I can buy the regular Bristol board. That's what I did on Heaven's Rejects. I just bought regular Bristol board.
What's the brand?
My printer's a Brother. It's very old.
Okay. Yeah, that was
I probably had it for 10 years.
I liked. Yeah.
But, the new ones all have those chips in them where you got to use the name brand cartridges and all that stuff.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, that's no good. I like being able to buy the off-brand cartridges. That is.
Yeah, I get a huge supply of cartridges for like $10 for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great printer, and it's a scanner too. That's why I originally bought it just to have an 11 by 17 scanner.
Mm-hmm.
But the printer is. I've ended up using the printer almost as much, I guess.
Hey, guess what's new in the world of cats around here? And I dig
New
it. I mean,
cat?
I've told you about this mama cat that's causing a population boom around here, where
Yeah.
she just recently got pregnant again, and obviously had him somewhere. And I thought, oh, she's going to have to go through that torment again of trying to guide those kittens back after they're mobile all the way back here. But she got smart. She had actually an intellectual leap to where, while the kittens were just small enough, she must have brought them back all in her mouth. I mean, carrying them.
Oh yeah, carried him.
And all of a sudden, I've got all these little meows
Oh,
going on in the
you and your
garage.
cat, you and your cats.
Yeah, I know it. And this time, instead of she had two sets of three, and this time she's had a set of four. That makes, that's 10 damn cats. Now the first
Golly.
set, two
That's
of
why
them
the
got
cat
lost.
population's exploding.
Yeah, well, the first three are no longer my issue, but her her most recent three are residents. I mean, they're around, and if they have cats, of course, we're talking about, the geometric problem of there won't be any space around here. There'll only be cats.
Are these cats in your house?
No, I don't let them in
Okay.
my house, except for Mama. Mama has always insisted she needs to come right in the house. She's a different cat. I need to go ahead and let it hurt and take her in and fix her. And then I don't give a damn about the other cats, but she's my
Oh yeah.
special cat. She's my Einstein
You
and
say
special
let it
person.
hurt. What do you mean by that? You talking about
Uh,
paying for it or just
yeah, paying for it. I mean, after
I
all,
think
taking in
that
a
I
feral
think that
cat and fixing it, and then expecting not even to make it your house cat. I mean, who does that?
well, but I think if you go to the Oklahoma Animal Shelter, they'll spay them for free.
Really? Oh
I
my
think
God!
so.
I'll catch all of them. I'm going to check that out, Scott.
Check it
Thank you.
out. Yeah, I don't think you have to pay for that
Oh my
because
gosh!
they don't want your cats out there reproducing. You
Oh
know?
well, I'll put a stop to it. You betcha. Of course, I don't know
I
what
mean,
it'll
you
do
might
to my.
check.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know.
oh yeah, no, I'm not just going to load up a bunch of captured cats and endure that. What? You don't
Hook
do
them
it?
up. You,
I had a guy tell me you did it.
you just leave them there. All of them but the mama. Well, here,
Yeah, here.
fine. Now they're your problem.
Yeah. You're supposed to
Well,
look at
that's
that.
what
That
she's.
look at look,
That's
look, look, look
if
at
they
what the
get well
sign says.
if they got picked up, they would spay or neuter them or whatever it is. I guess it's spaying with
Put
females.
them down.
No. Well, no. They try the Oklahoma City adopts them out when they
Oh,
can.
well, that's good.
They try to. Yeah.
Oh, well, heck, I might just drop them all off. Get Mama fixed and drop the rest of them off. Say, hey, get these adopted for me. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. I mean, you
Rocky
could.
Horror taught me to never get in a relationship with Susan Sarandon.
There's a lesson well
Yeah,
earned.
she threw over what's his
What's his
name?
face? Yeah, she's very shallow on her
Yeah,
wedding
yeah.
night, wasn't it?
On her,
Wasn't it just
yeah, it was her
her
honeymoon night.
honeymoon at least? What a
What was it?
skank! Even though
Brad.
someone at work
Brad.
told me you can't call anybody skank. Skank is not appropriate.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's exactly what she is in Bull Durham. She makes a point of having one affair. She picks her guy, and she's with him solid for the season. And
Oh, is that's just like
yeah,
a basketball or
that's the premise.
baseball groupie?
Yeah, she is a groupie, but she elevates it by making sure they grow from the
Big
experience with her.
bro.
Yeah, she's
Sorry,
and
my
that's the
mind went in the
conflict.
gutter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Well, right now the big disappointment is I've left myself 30 minutes left of the movie, but thus
Oh
far the
gosh.
only near nude has been Tim Robbins. So
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, none of the girls who are cute are getting terribly nude.
I'd rather have no nude than Tim Robbins nude.
Yeah, exactly.
Much prefer.
Yeah. Even though, I look at Tim Robbins, the movies I've enjoyed him in, of course, the all time is Shawshank. More people have seen that stupid movie than just about any movie. Everybody's seen it.
I've never seen it.
You have never seen Shawshank?
No, it doesn't sound that interesting to me.
Oh yeah, but it's probably the best little character movie out there in terms of it's really good. You ought to spare the time sometime, check it out.
I'll get on that when I'm retired.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my problem right now. Is, man, I don't got time to do anything. It seems like I gotta work out 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, well, and exactly, and you start to feel crowded by that sort of thing. I do the same thing. I've got a workout. I try to get in, and I only spend, I can get it done in about 12 minutes. It's not much of a workout, but it's pretty fierce in a couple of spots. I do a couple of things with rings that probably almost responsible for 90% of my body tone. And I'd probably just fall into a gloopy mess if I didn't do this little 10-minute workout.
Well, I'm trying to get out of being a gloopy mess.
There you go.
Yeah.
We are at an hour. Shawshank is a masterpiece. It is closest thing to the perfect movie. Yeah, there are very few perfect movies. Yeah, and it's got a great cast. Yeah,
I would like to introduce Daniel Johnson to a little movie that I call Back to the Future.
Oh, there you go. The perfect movie.
The perfect movie.
Well, there's Tremors. I'm just kidding. Tremors is in its own way kind of perfect. And let's see. There was the Red Letter Media guys were talking about how perfect some movie was the other day.
Okay, off the top of your head, you're on a desert island. You got a DVD player. What 5 DVDs do you want?
Oh, well, it's hard to say. I've got
just 5.
Just 5. I don't know what floats my boat with on a desert island. Period. You know what I got to catch up with? I'm almost halfway through the audio book of Lord Jim, and I checked this. This is cool trivia. Marlowe in Heart of Darkness. It's the same Marlowe. It's supposed to be the same. There's another character that's telling the whole story. Marlowe. It's the same guy for Lord Jim, so that's kind of interesting. So I want to see
So you can't name your 5, or you won't.
I can't name 5 movies that
I'll name my 5.
Okay, go
Back
ahead.
to the Future, Spider-Man 2, Escape from New York. That's 3. Let's see The Godfather.
Films
Vacation.
or box sets. Yeah. You could have a whole
Vacation.
Vacation.
Films.
Wow.
Films. I'm just talking about films that you could watch over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And then a instructional movie about how to live on a desert island. How to capture and kill food.
You know what film that I can't get over myself as far as liking it as much as I like it is a movie that at the end of How I Made 1,000 Movies in Hollywood and Never Lost a Dime by Richard Corben, he saves it till all the way at the end where he goes ahead and tells you what movie he feels like of all that long career was his favorite to do. And I was so thrilled when he said this. It was Creature from the Haunted Sea. I have watched that movie 10 times.
I've never even heard of it.
It's public domain. You can see it just anywhere. So Creature from the Haunted Sea by Roger Corman. That movie, and plus I told you guys on a Classic Cinema podcast how often I was just a total coward as a child where I would run out of the theater and go up to the lobby area and peek around the corner to watch it during intense spots. You have to someday watch Creature from the Haunted Sea and realize that I was running out of the theater from that dumb movie because I thought that doggone monster was about the scariest thing I ever saw.
How, just for reference, not that I want to make fun of you, how old were you at the time?
Probably 16. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, I like your sketches.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll scan them and play with the levels, and maybe give a couple of them a focus.
A little pass. Is that a car? It's kind of blurry. Is that a car?
Yeah, it's kind of a super duper. Well, no, a midget. What do they call that? A distorted version of the old Riviera that used to have the big prongs on
the glass. Yeah, had the kind of a quasi fin, but it wasn't really a fin.
Well, they stuck out front. What was the name of those things? They had that big.
I don't know what the. Yeah, they went the length of that car.
Yeah.
It was like the fender had a crease on the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about a 74.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, well, yeah, the 70s. Oh, the thing is, I saw some sort of little note that Diamonds Are Forever occurred in 71. My mind reeled. I said, you mean for me, the Connery Bond films were done barely out of the 60s because Diamonds Are Forever is like, I didn't think that was that great. And, I got out of it saying, yeah, what happened? And, and it's like, so that means that Bond films for me were definitely over by 70. That seems like
over
a long time ago.
I will not go see another Bond movie unless they do it as a period piece.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to.
You need to go back Cold War. Just quit trying to come up.
Exactly. It needs to be during the Cold War. I don't care when they said it. Preferably 50s, but, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Go back for the full coloration of the era and all that. Of course, it makes it tough as far as, it shouldn't be, green screen the heck out of stuff.
No, man. You don't think the last few have been green screened to death?
Oh, yeah.
All the Marvel movies are green screen almost 100% anymore, seems like.
Sure.
So, not that you want to emulate those, but just saying.
I didn't do any inking today either. It's just all pencil. Hey, you ready to wrap it?
Like you. Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Okay. We're ending the stream, folks. Dan, thanks again for dropping by. I just wonder what was going wrong when we didn't have you earlier. Okay.
We missed you.
Yeah, we missed you. Ending stream. Bye-bye.
See ya.